Nadeem. So we are meeting after 9 months before your JAD preparation.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm doing well, sir.
This is the MBA talk, or you can say the real talk, in which we want to know your journey, others in your journey, your suggestions, and many more. Okay. So I want to introduce you in a brief. You are a doctor in medicine profession. Then you plan to go for MBA. A very rare combination. MBBS, medical background, a doctor, than the MBA. I want a brief introduction of yours from your mouth.
Okay, sir. So my name is Nadeem Ahmed. I'm a doctor by profession. I practiced as an emergency physician for 1 year, post doing my MBBS, and after which I worked as a healthcare consultant for private and public firms. And then that experience of working in those cross-functional teams is what made me take up MBA. And more specifically, I wanted to look up Excel because the people I had reached out to who had established themselves as entrepreneurs, the doctors who had made it into entrepreneurship and who had made it into consult, they were from Excel. So I got the very good feedback from them, and it made sense to me that I focus on this college and convert this college. So that's where this interaction came to play between me and sir.
Okay, so we are going to say this interaction, this the real talk is going to help. Should a doctor go for MBA or not? If you are a doctor and planning for go for an MBA, what should your steps? What should be your journey? So I think before joining the Excel or before planning the MBA, you have done some R&D.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when did you plan? I'm going for entrepreneurship and then MBA.
So I've after coming here and I've made a group of all doctors who either passed out in the last 1 to 2 years or currently in different colleges, and we maintain a group of ourselves. And I realized there are two types of doctors who get into this. I'm including dentists into this. So either people who want to move away from their field and they want to enter the business world, so they don't basically want to practice. That's still the majority. Like if you see 10 people, 8 people are still like that. They want to move out of dentistry, want to move out of medicine. But like me and a few other alums, so we still want to be in healthcare, but we want to leverage our clinical knowledge by getting a business degree, and then we want to go back to healthcare on a decision making front. So these are the two people, and thankfully the path is the same for both people. The your decision would be whether you need to do an MBA here or abroad. That would be your first call. Second call would be, would you want to focus on a college like ISB or a 2 year program, 1 year program or a 2 year program. Again, there the concept was that only ISB 1 year program is worth your metal. Other 1 year programs do not have the same amount of learning in other colleges. So I had taken a decision that I don't want to leave India and do it here, and then excel because of the alumni. So that's how I came to this. That's
Okay, so
all about the research process.
okay, so you have done a lot of R&D. Can you share something about your family background? Anyone from your family MBA?
So sir, I'm like the first person to actually enter a Premier B school. My entire family is filled with doctors. So again, I think I'm the black sheep there. But that is the whole reason. I remember having this discussion with you. I have absolutely no clue about MBA, and that's how I reached out to you. Like I need guidance. So, but the advantage is that I feel the more you reach out, people do respond, and that I've been on the receiving end of it. So that is why I always tell people to reach out. So not having MBAs in my family was a disadvantage because I didn't know where to apply, what to apply, how to prepare. But the advantage was that I went the extra mile to kind of get guidance. Maybe I would not have taken this much effort had I had a young elder brother who told me exactly do this, do this, do that. I think I explored everything. I think that turned out well for me.
Okay, so here I want to add one point. Okay, we know Nadeem way back during the preparation of the MBA. Okay, anyway, so in the MBA terms, you were going into the red ocean, which is not export from the your family, but they won't oppose you. A doctor, beta doctor, a good profile, you have a practice, good salary, so a risk.
Yes, sir. So the only advantage was like my parents alone were not doctors, so they were ready to take the risk with me. They everyone else were not ready. So I had topped my NEET exam. I had topped and got it state rank 82. I wanted to enter ortho and neuro. So when I actually had the state rank merit seat, which again you don't have to pay any capitation or anything. It was a direct merit seat. So that is why I had a long. I was leaving something very nice and chasing behind something that they didn't understand and I didn't understand. But I think I'm still trying to make that decision work. So I think
Yes.
2-3 years down the line, you can judge me, sir.
We were on your family and you planned and you learned to excel. So just let me know, a doctor after doing MBA, what they are going to plan. If you want to share your plans, like it's you're going to open the medicine business or you are into the medicine chain supply, what do you want? Any
So,
plan do
sir,
you
for
have if
instance,
you want to share?
I wanted to, like, I'll give a brief overview without going into the details. So, like, there are a lot of surgeons in the family. I want to get into orthopedics only. So, I realized that that is just like the end of a like assembly line. We are at the service end. So, if you see the innovation that's happening in implants, like whether it be robotic surgery now or the amount of personalization that's happening in your orthopedic implants or neuro implants, that's a whole new industry. Yes, there is a business opportunity, but there is so much scope for a doctor with clinical understanding to go there and innovate on a business level. So my end goal would be to have a implant business or vaccine business made sense then. It makes even more sense now. So that was where I was headed. But then COVID happened, and I think it made more sense to enter into the healthcare business
Okay.
world.
So if I'm not wrong, a person from the diversified background like you, doctor, planning to go for MBA should have their career path ready. Because for the
I
other
agree,
members
sir.
like the IITs or the engineers, they know engineers MBA, they know they have to go with the either marketing, all the sales, all the finance, all the analyst, all the consulting. They're open to land anywhere. But you have a career path goal. So I think this should be one of your suggestions from your side to doctors too.
I agree, sir. Because like the problem that like my peers face in say IMK or wherever there like I have some doctors who have joined these places is that like if you are not very clear about which place you want to go, you get flooded by opportunity. You get flooded by opportunity in finance. You get shortlisted for finance, marketing, operations. So and you can get lost, sir. I mean, you can literally get lost. Like I think MBA is more about finding what opportunity is right for you. And if you're coming from a niche background like law, even there are lawyers in the batch, law, medicine, it makes more sense for you to apply only for a few things and focus only on a few things. Otherwise, you can get lost. Engineer versus can literally go for a marketing internship, not like it, and then go for final internship and still make sense. We can't do that. I mean, we can, but it's not efficient.
Like the B schools want diversification in their batch.
Yes.
Okay, we during the interview we are going to add diversification or something, or you can say what quality you are going to bring. Like you are a doctor, you are talking to a doctor which is actually a diversified background. So in discussion, just let me know which point you are going to bring in the discussion. Like you are mainly in the online, you are not into the offline classes. So we generally feel when we have a doctor in our class, in our batch, he's going to bring some new point. It is a right or just a myth?
So there are two things. One good thing about Excel is that they still value score above marks, about like diversity. Like it just so happens that Excel attracts a kind of a diverse application pool. And with regards to what we bring to the table, like for instance, one of my teammates for case competitions is a marine engineer, and he has traveled the world. He will be able to break down one case competition problem into multiple perspectives. Like I'm strong theoretically, so if there was to be a roadmap for a solution, I'll be able to do it. And then we have a fin guy in the team who will give us, like if we're giving concepts, he'll be able to bring the numbers. So only when business challenges like put to play can you actually realize what we bring to the table. It's very hard to put it to words, but the way we like for instance medicine trains us in a different way to visualize a lot. Like we do differential diagnosis a lot. So if a, like for instance, since I worked in COVID, if a person has COVID, I have to think what could it not be. I mean, if it's not COVID, it could be ABC, and why could it be ABC? That's exactly what you do in a case analysis also. If you have one business problem, alternative A to ABC, why is ABC good and why is ABC not good? That is what we are trained as financial, in differential diagnosis. So like each candidate brings something very unique, and it's hard to put it to words. But when we're working together, it just floats well.
Okay,
I'm sure
so
you agree to that also.
yeah, definitely. So you have a different perspective of solving questions. You can think even after the COVID, if the any COVID situation will come or the any COVID case study will come, you're going to get a new points. Now the one thing,
Sure, sir.
after the COVID, just before the interaction, you said working with some front line. What is it all about? Your person is working with the
No, sir.
front line. Can you
So, sir,
share that experience?
my interview got over on March. I remember talking to you after my interview, like one was in 15, one was in 18 in Bangalore. After that, I again went and joined the front line wherein I worked for COVID because I felt one, the college was opening in August, and I felt like that's the best place for me to utilize. In that time, there was shortage of doctors everywhere. So from there on till mid of first end of first term, like till my SIPs, I worked on the front line. So either I was actually going to hospitals, wearing PPEs and all of that, and seeing patients, or when I had like exams, I used to take up the 24/7 hotline and like take COVID patients' calls, apprehensions, like do they repeat consultations and all of that. So all that was online or offline. So I was doing that, and if in a way I'm happy because only because college was online, I was still able to do that, and that is a different level of satisfaction. And even like the way I kind of interacted with the batches, like people reach out to me when they have some problems.
Yeah.
That is
So
how I got to know a lot of
I
people.
was about to ask
When
this
someone
question.
falls sick, I get to know who they are. Yeah.
So I was just about to ask this question. In your batch, right now you are in the Excel right now. So you are in the Excel. So if someone feeling sick, feeling headache, so they consult you. Nadeem, please prescribe me a medicine.
Yes, sir.
So ये होता है.
Sir, everyone is
ठीक है
very sick
डॉक्टर
in the
है.
campus. So every campus has positive cases. Yeah. So
So
without getting consultation fee, I think that's happening. So yeah.
okay. So before jumping to your problems, a doctor is facing a problem during the preparation than the in the MBA, which is mainly the economics, finance, and believe it or not, it's a more or less few of the topics are maths driven. So just let me know
Yes,
the
sir.
first before jumping to the your journey and the path. You are doctor first or MBA first? If nation is going to ask you, Nadeem, come as a doctor. Then the another
Will
one,
always be
Nadeem, come
doctor
as an
first.
entrepreneur. So entrepreneur versus
So I
doctor.
would always, even in entrepreneurship, sir, everyone who knows me, I've been very vocal here. I want to do entrepreneurship in the social setting, in the healthcare space. So I think it's not one without the other. Like if at that point my idea is not refined enough, I will go back to practice if a need arises, or I will try to apply like my healthcare knowledge into something which is business related. I think that a lot of impact can be done there. So because I feel here it's like you're restricted by location and your time or your patient base. Here it's like you can get people to work under you. If you have a good idea, you can outsource it. You can scale it. You can impact a lot more people. So I think that's the beauty of business.
Definitely, and you should be because doctor is always a doctor, and that's more ethical, which is what we are going to learn during the MBA classes. Stick on the ethics.
So that's happen.
Fine.
That learning happens offline.
Yeah, sure. So now come to the your journey path of the MBA. Right now, from you are the Excel. Before Excel, you wrote the CAD. You get a decent percentile, even the CAD. Then you wrote the JAT. JAT is known for the one of the toughest examination for the quant per se. So non-mathematical background, uh, you should have no idea of what is going to ask if we compare you with the engineers. So how was the journey?
So, sir, during my CAT preparation, I was still contemplating my NEET, like going into surgery. So I was not like fully into that prep. CAT didn't go well, and at that time I had decided CAT. I mean, went well, but not to the level that I would have wanted. But like after that, I had taken a call. This is where I want to go. I converted IFT both Delhi and Kolkata in the first merit list, and XLRA BMHR in the first merit list. And I would still contribute that to my, the our learning of quant only because I feel my verbal was very strong. My decision making was very strong because decision making is what we do as doctors, and we understand like taking perspective of all stakeholders and all. We understand very well. But I think if you're competing with such a crowd of people from IT and ITs, if you're not able to beat them at their own game, you cannot like get entry. So I think that was what anyone who's willing to join, they cannot just count on their stronghold in verbal and try to clear that or like make it into the first merit list. And with regards after entering inside, I would say the quant finance is definitely difficult, but what I felt is yes, the teachers are great, but the amount of peer learning you have is amazing. Like you can learn very fast if you have a good peer who's ready to teach you. And that we missed a little because of online, because like we didn't have these interactions. But the moment I came to offline, like before every exam we used to have these KT sessions by someone who's a CFA 3, or then these macroeconomic sessions by a person who's actually into economics. So I think it is difficult. Quant is difficult, finance is difficult. I still think business analytics is fine because it's more computational, but even that would be easier if it's offline, sir. I would definitely say that if you want to learn, you can definitely make it.
So your MBA life become better when you join the campus.
Definitely, sir. Whether it's code or not.
So do you think the MBA is a first semester, first 2 semester is a life on the power nap? How is the Excel journey on the online case? What is tough, all the on a lighter note, or what?
So, sir, I think I can't take too much of your time because you study everything on your own. So that takes up too much time when you're offline. When you're online, offline that time reduces. But there's so much to do if you come to campus. So as in like something's happening all the time in campus. It's a very like that is so true of all the top B schools. Like no one is just studying. They're doing a plethora of things. Case comms, music, sports. Like there are people from all backgrounds. That time we did not have to spend during online. So that time we could put into SIP preparation. I think that's a very important reason why a lot of us have good place, like SIP placements. So there is pros and cons, but I think post SIP everyone should come to campus. At least I feel that.
That's better. Yeah. Now, a doctor, generally perception is when you went into the B school, when you're planning to go into the B school, the first induction, they generally say, join a club or committee. It is going to help you. So for the SIP placement or the final placement, how it is going to help? What is a myth? Even a person is not into the club or committee could get the better placement.
This is a very tight. It's a very tight rope, sir. So maybe a person from Placecom might be able to answer better, or a recruiter better than everyone else. So I would say, if you want to get into a non-HR role, being in a committee like I'm from Maxi, which is a legacy committee in XLRA, like if you're from HR and you're in Maxi, that opens up doors for you. If you're already in BM, then you already have those doors open. Like it definitely puts a signal out to the recruiter that you have an inclination. You have gone through one level of filtering among a set of really good students, and that does have an edge. Some committees have an edge during SIP, some committees have an edge during final placement, and some have during both. More often than not, sir, it will be that our own alum is coming for recruiting us. Our own alum will be a part of that committee, and he will know the amount of work we do in that committee, and then he'll just take us in. I mean,
Yes,
not
sir.
just take us in, like give us a shot. So
So that you are going to get an edge. You know, he has a academic pressure, he has a club pressure, and managing both. I mean, something
I would
has.
say something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, great. So my question to you is, a doctor, it is really tough to get a placement because your Placecom is not working for the doctors; they are working for the complete batch. So it is tough to get a shortlist as a doctor. What is what? It was an easy one.
So first of all, I would say like Aapis come works for everyone. So they make sure like it's a small batch. There's like a lot of goodwill floating around. So they do a best to like match profiles for what they're worth and what they want, like where they want to go. Despite that, things are random, and that randomness is there in like every college. I would say here because the batch size is small, the randomness is still better than what stories I've heard. So even if your SIP is a little random, your finals could be a little less random. Still not like it still wouldn't be very linear. So there are lot many healthcare firms that come. Like I am into J&J Medical Devices. Like I already told you that implants is where I want to have a business. So it made perfect sense to me to get into J&J Medical. Like even getting into a different firm would not have made this much sense to me, even if they pay more. Like this is where I want to be. So I do think like it eventually happens. If not now, at least in finals. And worst case, even if not finals, 1 to 2 years down the line, you'll be able to shift. I think the Excel brand value or IM ABC brand value will give you the chance for you to shift quickly to a firm you want.
Okay, sure. So I should ask this question beginning of the interview, beginning of the chat. You are from the Excel BM or Excel HR? This is just
So
for
I
the.
converted both in the first lesson. I'm in BM.
It is just informal question. Excel is also known for the Excel ki kunya. Okay, that's
Okay.
the bodhi that is with there. So what is the Excel ki kunya? You heard this song or
So
not?
this, yes, sir. I mean, like
So
every meet we have this GMD. I mean, all the songs are definitely there. I mean, they do mean different. It does like incite some emotions when you before you are in Excel, but after you're in Excel, there are a lot more meanings to that. We just had the junior team of Bodhi take up the role of the both, the senior Bodhi team. So like they're coming up with new songs all the time. I think it's like a very different culture, and like we keep adding to those memories of those songs, like batch by batch. So yeah, so
definitely
that's
there is always a bad song of the Excel ki kunya or the GMD or anything. Okay, so last few questions. You are a doctor. So which topics, which are the subject, which are the streams you are going to take in the second year? That is the third semester.
so. Sir, I'll take up marketing strategy. I'll take up anything to do with analytics. I have not yet looked at all the electives. I still have time. I have 1.5 months to decide that. I am still considering whether to take up Fin or not. It's not my strong suit, but I realized. I think you also will agree to this. You've seen like batches of students, and everything has to do with operations and Fin. Marketing is still like what surrounds it. Everything is still operations in Fin, and operations like is the bread and butter of any industry. So knowing that still makes sense even if you're not going to be in an operations domain, especially if like for me it makes sense because I want to have my own firm. So understanding a little bit of everything now will add value to me later. So that's why I think I would still pick up other
So
subjects also, even if they don't give me good
you are going
success.
to for a general management, not like the marketing specialization
Somewhat,
of
so gentleman, yeah.
general management. Tell me something about your MBA preparation journey. How did you find maths by MBA? So how did you find maths by MBA and what you get from the? Tell me something about the, even you learned from some other institute. You took the mocks. Tell me something about your MBA journey, MBA preparation.
So like I said, like after CAT is when like I had taken off from work and I was like doing it full time. Like I had taken like leave, like, and I for one am a very visual learner. So quant like reading the solutions did not make sense to me from marks. So I used to be searching on YouTube everywhere, and that's why I think I came across your video. That's why I first came across it. And even in the first videos, I couldn't see a contact number. Then later on, there was a video in your channel where there was a contact number. And then I came to know that you had a Excel score booster program. That was on a different platform. That platform like had all the Excel like different papers categorized into their topics. So for a guy like me, that made more sense because an engineer will still be able to go through them fast. But I needed to see topic wise, and I was very particular about Excel, and I knew only quant was going to be the breaking deal for me. That's how I came. So YouTube and then to your platform, and then I reached out to you, and you were so kind enough to take that personal effort for me, and it clearly did work out. So yeah. And after that, even like I would say, getting a good score is just one part of the deal. Like for instance, like I was a part of the crowd which not only scored well but also scored really well in my interviews to get a very good composite score. Excel does give a very huge importance to your interview performance. So there you will see people who have not scored like exceptionally well still beat a lot of people who have scored 99 because of their interview experience. So I would say this is like 70% of the deal, and that is still 30% of the deal, which without which you cannot just make it Excel. I'm yet to see a person just because of score they converted.
Yeah, obviously, in the Excel, the main part is the interview. You have the Excel score is just one side of the story, and you did really well. You are a true fighter, doctor. Like I was going through your profile, 96 plus in the 10th, 96 plus in the plus two means you are a true fighter. So can I say your parents is not developing a child; they are developing an entrepreneur, a brain, a mind. So ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ घर में कि बहुत प्रेशर है, बेटा पढ़ो पढ़ो पढ़ो, मतलब सब डॉक्टर है, लाइफ कहीं चाइल्ड लाइफ मिस तो नहीं होगी ना?
वो तो सबको थोड़ा मिस होता है, बट आई थिंक I am learning to live life more as an MBA student than as an MBBS student. I think I took up too much pressure on me. Then no one gave me. I think it was very optional. But in MBA, I would say you will also agree here. You see so many different kinds of people that you learn to handle stress better. You learn to enjoy better. You learn to work better. So I think MBA does a lot to you. It builds your personality a lot. So I think now I'm learning to kind of like catch up on what I missed, but I'm still working more. So I think that's what MBA does do.
Okay, so fine, great. And last question from my side. Nadeem before MBA, before Excel, and Nadeem during the Excel, there is any change in the personality, soft skill or the hard skill?
So, sir, I would say the experience of MBA is very important. Even if you're able to bring all the books, curriculum, the teachers, the staff, faculty, same knowledge transfer, I don't think the peer learning, the kind of handling people, handling groups, handling fractures, handling talented people, learning to lead them, learning when to give them run for the money, all of that happens in a dynamic. Like, sir, I struggled in the first term because in medicine you're a solo worker. Like you're trained to be a solo worker, you're trained to go that extra mile, you're trained to lead, paramedicals. Here I couldn't do that. Here I had to first learn to be a part of the team. So it does change you. It makes you a better leader. It makes you a better team player. Team player first and then a better leader. So I think definitely people should go through if they can afford it and if it's aligned with their career path, they should go through it. Otherwise, I would say like the simulated experiences of a case comp or a business challenge or any team kind of competitive event, I think people should be a part of because that's where learning happens.
So though it is true saying the learning of the MBA is out mainly the outside the classroom, from the peers and the networking and the. Okay, thanks, Nadeem. We wishing you a very great future.
Talking to you.
Thanks, same here. And we sometimes plan to meet because I'm right now in the Ranchi and you're in the Definitely. Okay, thank you.